All right, lots of people have been asking me a couple different things. The first thing is how to start a how to start a Teams meeting in Schoology, or how to get the two to communicate. And the other thing was how to create all the cute little buttons that everybody likes, that you can kind of personalize your page. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to get the two systems to talk to each other. So if you are in your Schoology account and you sign in and you click on courses, my example, when you go to my page, it's going to first bring you to materials. And the reason why I'm showing you this side of it first is because this is the first thing that your families are going to see. The second thing that they're going to see after materials, you're going to have to give them those instructions if you want to see those cute buttons that everybody seems to like. So on updates is actually where I put those things. So for instance, I have a button that says Amazon wish list, meet the teacher, newsletter, epic books, Prodigy, etc. So the way that I got that to happen was a couple of different things. So at the top here, I have a few different things open, and some of them are just for examples, and some of them are going to be useful. So the first thing that we're going to do is I will show you the buttons, and then the next thing I'll show you is how to get the two to communicate. So for everybody who would like the buttons, I'm going to start that now. If you want just to get the two to communicate to schedule a Teams meeting, I will show that one next. So the things that I have open are my Schoology course, and I'm just going to use my example course. I'm not going to use my real one. So this is my example course, and I'm going to go over to updates. And it's going to open a box that looks like this. If I want to make it bigger, I can pull it to be bigger, but you don't have to. The second thing I have open is a Google Doc. I just use that with my Gmail account. I click on my face, there's my account right here. When you sign into Google, you could also click the waffle and select Google Docs. So I have a blank Google Doc going. I'm going to switch to share a different page with you so you can see. And this is the buttons. The buttons that I downloaded were free from Teachers Pay Teachers. And the example that I'm going to show you comes from here. So this was a free download. It has a whole bunch of information on it. So I'm going to click the one that says contact buttons over here. When I open that, it gives me a whole bunch of different options. Once those open up, before taking forever, once those open up, okay, hopefully you can see the buttons. Now, there's something that you have as a Microsoft user, and it's called the snipping tool. If you've never used this before, you can click your search bar at the bottom, type snipping tool, and you can open up the app. The tricky thing with this is, in order for the snipping tool to work the way that you want it to, is you have to click new. So I'm going to click new, and I'm going to highlight where it says contact information. Once I have this, I can decide a couple different things. I can save it, I can copy it, or I can send it to somebody. So for this example, I'm just going to copy it. Once I copy it, I'm going to go back to that Google Doc that I had made. So here's my blank Google Doc. I'm going to right click and I'm going to press paste, and there it is. It says contact information. So for this example, I would like to add my teacher page. If I could find it. So teacher pages, I'm just gonna add mine to it. So I click on my name, What I want to add to this is at my actual teacher page. I want them to get to know me, my contact information. So I'm going to select up here and highlight this. All I did, if you want to see that again, I just clicked on it and it highlights a hyperlink in blue. I right click and I press copy. I'm going to then switch back over to that Google Doc. I'm going to click on that contact information button and I'm going to look right up here at the top and it says insert link. When I click that, it's going to make this image turn into a link. So again, you can right click and press paste. You could also press Control V and then I'm going to click apply. So now when I hover over this button and I click on it, you can automatically see that I pop up. Now the way that I get this button here, the cute little button to speak to Schoology, is I click on this button and I'll just use the example. I press Control C as I'm copying it. If you would like to, you could right click and you could press copy. Control C is my shortcut. I'm going to go back to my Schoology. Remember, in Schoology, I was not in my materials. I did not create a new page to do this. I clicked on updates. In this box, I'm going to right click and I'm going to press paste. Once I post this, it's the first new button that pops up. So now I'm going to pretend I was not on that page. Now when I click on contact information, a new page will open and my families will get to see my personal page. If you are more interested in figuring out how to set up a new Teams meeting and get it to sync with your Schoology account, the way that that works is like this. So I have a Teams, a sample page open, and I'm gonna open first grade 2020-2021 just as my example page. What I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on having the two communicate. When I have the two communicate, I'm going to want the calendar to open. Once my calendar opens, I want to make a new meeting. The way that I do this is I'm going to have the two talk to each other. So we're going to pretend that I want a meeting at 9 p.m. The way that I make that happen is I go back to Schoology. I look on this left side over here at the bottom, it says Teams Meeting. Once I select Teams Meeting, it's gonna have me sign in. If you already have the app on your school computer or on your laptop, it will open right up for you. This is the important step, create meeting link. Once I create my link, this is where I choose what I want it to say, and this is what your families are going to see. When I choose my times, I'm just going to use 9 p.m. as an example because this is when I'm making this, but I'm going to just make it today at 9 p.m. When I create this, the most important step is this spot down here where it says meeting options. I'm not going to copy my link yet because I want to change these options. Who can bypass the lobby? People in my organization, everybody, or only me. If you select only me, that's going to put all of your students into a lobby and you're going to have to accept them into your team meeting. If you choose everyone, that means if your meeting starts at 9 p.m., everybody will be in your team at 9 p.m. You don't have to accept them into it. The benefit to making it only me is you can accept the students in at that time and you can kind of monitor that process. So just for this example, I'm going to select only me. You can announce when the callers leave or join. It'll just make a little chime. Who can be present? Everyone, only the people in your organization, only specific people, or only me. I'm going to make sure it says everyone because I want the students who have this link to have this available to them just in case we go virtual tomorrow and we need this link to work. So I'm going to press save. Once it's saved and once it's done, that link is available. So I'm gonna go back over, oops, sorry. I'm gonna go back over. I'm gonna click back on Schoology. So I did this in Teams. I'm gonna go back to Schoology and now I'm gonna copy my link. When I copy that link, my link is saved. So what I'm going to do is in my calendar, I'm going to create a new meeting. I'm gonna add reading block. I'm gonna make it match 9 to 10:30, so I complete my 90 minutes. Attendees required. This is where you're gonna want to add your students. For me, once I start typing my students' names, it'll add them in there. This is just an example class and my students are not preloaded for me, so I can't click that. But just as an example, if I wanted to add Teresa Ranger, I could. Now down here is where I can set my times. If you want to, you can change this to match the times that you created, an hour and a half, that 90 minutes. This is available all day for students. If you wanted to change that, you can. You don't have to. Now, does the meeting repeat? If you want this to happen every day, if you're a teacher who does not want to recreate links every single day, you don't have to. You can select daily, you can select every day of the week, wherever you want to happen. I'm going to select every day of the week, Monday through Friday, because that's when I want my students to be able to meet me at a location you don't have to worry about. The most important part is when you copied that link that was on that original Schoology, the link that matches these settings, you copied it in here, correct? Now, when you are working in Schoology, oops, I'm sorry. When you're working in Schoology, you're syncing this to Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft Teams has a section down here that says details for meeting. Meet me at 9 p.m. for our reading block. I can right click and paste that link right in here. That link is in there for the parents. If you wanted to, you could turn the words reading block into a link, but you don't have to. Once I click send, it's going to apply this to my calendar. So every day at 9 p.m. it's going to be there. The tricky thing is we have to consider half days, we have to consider days off of school, and we have to consider that students are going to be added to this. So if a student is not originally added to that team meeting and we go virtual tomorrow, you would have to go back in and recreate this link. So I hope that is helpful for you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. If you need to create a team meeting and you want to email me and need help, I can help you. If you are just completely stuck and you want to call me, most people have my phone number. If you don't, send me a quick email and I'm happy to share any tips with you. And again, the goal here is to create a way for teams to speak to Schoology. So remember, all the things that you guys are wanting to happen are going to happen in Schoology in your updates. That's where those cute buttons happen. Or by clicking your Teams meeting and creating a new meeting link. Once that new meeting link is created, then you can apply it to your calendar. And each day that block will come up. Maybe you have individual students that you want to start reading interventions with that are virtual. You could just set up meetings at that time. If you want to set up a meeting to happen right now, all you have to do is click Meet Now and you can invite those participants into your meeting. I hope this is helpful. Please email me if you have any questions.